Hello and welcome back, dear friends. I want to take a moment to thank you for your presence, your support, and your faithfulness in following this journey through the power of awareness by Neville Goddard. Your dedication and openness make this space a true community of growth and transformation. In this chapter, Neville reminds us of a profound truth. Where we place our attention, there we give life. It is the strength of focus, the ability to hold in mind the feeling of the wish fulfilled that shapes the reality we experience. So, as you listen today, allow yourself to set aside all distractions and open your heart to the message of Chapter 6, Attention. In Chapter 6, Neville Goddard invites us to discover the power hidden within our attention. What we consistently focus on gathers energy, grows in influence, and eventually shapes our lived experience. He teaches us that attention is like a muscle of the mind. It must be trained and strengthened through practice. One powerful exercise he suggests is to review the day in reverse order before falling asleep, moving from the last event back to the first. This simple habit gradually develops the ability to guide our inner focus with clarity and intention. By mastering attention, we also learn to master imagination. And in so doing, we gain the ability to transform our self-concept and, ultimately, our future. Chapter 6, Attention. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. James 1:8. Attention is forceful in proportion to the narrowness of its focus, that is, when it is obsessed with a single idea or sensation. It is steadied and powerfully focused only by such an adjustment of the mind as permits you to see one thing only. For you steady the attention and increase its power by confining it. The desire which realizes itself is always a desire upon which attention is exclusively concentrated, for an idea is endowed with power only in proportion to the degree of attention fixed on it. Concentrated observation is the attentive attitude directed from some specific end. The attentive attitude involves selection, for when you pay attention, it signifies that you have decided to focus your attention on one object or state rather than on another. Therefore, when you know what you want, you must deliberately focus your attention on the feeling of your wish fulfilled until that feeling fills the mind and crowds all other ideas out of consciousness. The power of attention is the measure of your inner force. Concentrated observation of one thing shuts out other things and causes them to disappear. The great secret of success is to focus the attention on the feeling of the wish fulfilled without permitting any distraction. All progress depends upon an increase of attention. The ideas which impel you to action are those which dominate the consciousness, those which possess the attention. The idea which excludes all others from the field of attention discharges in action. This one thing I do, forgetting those things that are behind, I press toward the mark of filling my mind with the feeling of the wish fulfilled. To the unenlightened man, this will seem to be all fantasy, yet all progress comes from those who do not take the accepted view, nor accept the world as it is. As was stated heretofore, If you can imagine what you please, and if the forms of your thought are as vivid as the forms of nature, you are, by virtue of the power of your imagination, master of your fate. Your imagination is you yourself, and the world as your imagination sees it is the real world. When you set out to master the movements of attention, which must be done if you would successfully alter the course of observed events, it is then you realize how little control you exercise over your imagination, and how much it is dominated by sensory impressions and by a drifting on the tides of idle moods. To aid in mastering the control of your attention, practice this exercise. Night after night, just before you drift off to sleep, strive to hold your attention on the activities of the day in reverse order. Focus your attention on the last thing you did, that is, getting into bed, and then move it backward in time over the events until you reach the first event of the day, getting out of bed. This is no easy exercise, but just as specific exercises greatly help in developing specific muscles, this will greatly help in developing the muscle of your attention. Your attention must be developed, controlled, and concentrated in order to change your concept of yourself successfully, and thereby change your future. Imagination is able to do anything, but only according to the internal direction of your attention. If you persist night after night, sooner or later you will awaken in yourself a center of power and become conscious of your greater self, the real you. Attention is developed by repeated exercise or habit. Through habit, an action becomes easier, and so, in course of time, gives rise to a facility or faculty which can then be put to higher uses. When you attain control of the internal direction of your attention, you will no longer stand in shallow water, but will launch out into the deep of life. You will walk in the assumption of the wish fulfilled on a foundation more solid even than earth.
And now, let us journey inward. Together, we will enter a gentle meditation, a space where attention becomes light, guiding us toward the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Close your eyes and allow your breath to become calm and steady. With each inhale, bring your awareness gently to the present moment. With each exhale, release any distractions, any noise of the outer world. Now, imagine yourself lying in bed at the end of the day. Begin to retrace your steps in reverse order. See yourself entering your room. Then, the activities of the evening. Keep moving backwards through the day, each moment passing before your inner eye. From the last thing you did to the very first step you took when you rose from bed. Do not hurry. Let your attention rest fully on each scene as if you were rewinding the film of your day. Notice how the power of your mind grows sharper as you direct it with purpose. Now, bring into your heart the feeling of your wish fulfilled. See it clearly. Feel it as if it were already real. Let this state fill you completely, crowding out all other thoughts. Here, your attention becomes the channel of creation. Remain in this feeling. It is your foundation, more solid than the earth beneath your feet. You are walking in the assumption of your fulfilled desire. Take a final deep breath, and when you are ready, open your eyes, carrying with you this inner strength. Thank you for listening to The Power of Awareness, Chapter 6, Attention by Neville Goddard. If this message resonated with you, take a moment to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share this teaching with others who seek to awaken their inner power. Your attention is the key to transformation. Stay present, stay focused, and continue to live in the assumption of the wish fulfilled. Until the next chapter, may your imagination lead you deeper into the life you desire. See you soon.